What's going on, everybody? This is Rekkai Steed, the Noop from the Ville. What exactly is a lie? Now, here are the three most common types of lies. There are lies of commission, which means that you were in on it. Lies of omission, which means you left something out. And lies of influence, also known as character lies. Those are the three most common types of lies. However, there are other lies, and a lot of lies that I think we normalize in our lives. There are white lies. Those are harmless little lies, but they're harmless lies told to protect someone's feelings. An example might be telling a neighbor's child that the neighbor's not feeling well instead of telling them that they're dying of cancer. You think you're saving their feelings, but in the long run, you may not be. Another form of lie is exaggeration, and that's enhancing the truth by adding lies to it. Sometimes when someone who exaggerates, they may mix truths and untruths to make themselves or events look more impressive. There are lies of denial, and that involves an untruthful person or a truthful person simply saying that they were not involved. There are lies of fabrication, where the lies are things that are completely made up and have no truth to them whatsoever. And then there are lies of minimization, and that is when you lie to downplay the importance of events or someone. Now, other things that we don't consider lies can be errors and mistakes. Sometimes things can just be a simple error or mistake, and it wasn't purposeful. It was a lie simply because it was wrong, but it was an error or mistake. Sometimes people don't realize what I like to say is don't read the room well, and they have playful or humorous lies. Flattery. That one. And a lot of people like to be flattered or like to be told things that are that feel good to their spirit, but sometimes flattery can be, doesn't have to be, but can be a lie. When you speak on a half-truth or selective memory, that can be a lie. And selective memory is where you have a memory of something, but because you don't remember all the details, or you remember it happened in a very specific way, you're speaking on it as if that is the facts, that is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, when parts of it are absolutely missing. You can tell lies to cover up something. You can tell lies to evade something. And some of the worst are just false accusations or slander, speaking badly on someone when you know that that is wrong. You can also bluff, tell a lie, and sometimes a bluff, a good lie, might save your life. Sometimes it's just that, it's just a lie. We get taught that, when we're playing games, especially bluffing. And probably one of the worst is manipulative lies, where you tell lies to manipulate a person or persons or the shaping of events. I was watching Three Body Problem, episode 4, and I was thinking about this anatomy of a lie because the entire events of, and if you're not watching Three Body Problem, in the bio is the video that I'm talking about. So we reviewed it on Syntell Reacts. On Three Body Problem, one of the, I guess he would be the antagonist of the show, one of them, Mike Evans. He is speaking through a box to something, and he is telling them the story of Little Red Riding Hood, Big Bad Wolf. And he's talking about how the wolf is impersonating the grandmother, and Little Red Riding Hood is saying to the Big Bad Wolf, "Oh my, what big eyes you have. Oh my, what big teeth you have." And the person on the other end of the line does not understand the story, because you have two problems. Does Little Red Riding Hood realize all along that that is the wolf? And part of the story goes, no, she does not realize that that's the wolf, but she is making all these characterizations that are very different from her grandmother. So maybe she does recognize that that's not her grandmother and that's the wolf. On the other hand, you have the wolf, who is blatantly lying while he is pretending to be the grandmother, because his true intentions, his true motives are being masked, which are that he wants to eat Little Red Riding Hood, whatever that means, to devour her, and has he already eaten the grandmother? Has he knocked her out or whatever? But he's blatantly lying, telling Little Red Riding Hood that he is the grandmother. He's pretending to be the grandmother to further his own agenda. The people on the other end of the line with Mike Evans do not understand this. In their society, there's no such thing as deceit. They do not understand lying. And even the concept of a children's story, they have a very hard time understanding what is the purpose of a lie. If you have something to add to the conversation, you have something intelligent to say, then you say it. Point blank, period. You don't embellish, you don't exaggerate, you don't lie, you don't bluff, you don't fabricate. You say what needs to be said, period. Why lie? Now, this is a children's story, and I can remember even telling my children this story when they were young. But what was the purpose? Did I intend to lie to my children? No. To me, the purpose of the story is to explain a number of concepts to them that as children may be difficult to understand. You teach them, for one, to be vigilant. Little Red Riding Hood is going to a place that's familiar, that's comfortable, her grandmother's house. She has no reason to think that there's danger lurking inside of her grandmother's house. Telling this story is so that even someone who is beloved to you as your grandmother may not be who they seem. And in this case, it was the wolf masquerading himself as her grandmother. And apparently, of course, it's hard to us to think that a wolf he's talking and he can mask himself and costume himself in such a way that you could believe that that's the grandmother. But in this children's story, he had his face partially covered and things like that. So he did not let on, at least not at first, that he was indeed someone else. You're taught the concepts of being vigilant and looking out for danger, that even people that you trust may not be who they seem, and may be the ones that hurt you the most. Recently, I had a revelatory conversation with one of my dearest cousins. And it's so funny, she means everything to me. But I don't really know her as an adult, and a lot of what I know of her and about her has been our correspondence through email and over the phone. All these years, and what I bring to my memories of our relationship as children. Yet she's still extremely dear to me. Family is a funny thing. And you're told to love your family, even unconditionally sometimes. But she revealed some things, and then in my talking with her, I guess I revealed some things to her that unraveled, or we kicked a hornet's nest of a series of lies, fabrications, uh, manipulative lies that have plagued our family, cover-ups, evasive lies that have plagued our family for years before our birth and have continued to plague our family and particular members, and even affecting us directly up until the ripe old young ages that we are now. And some of it's extremely hurtful. I have been in therapy myself for a number of years now. She's been in therapy and just trying to cut through all of the BS and trying to cut through a lot of what has been said and what has not been said to find the truth has been difficult. One of my favorite sayings in the world is you can't fix a problem that you refuse to face. And when you try to have candid, open talks with people as an adult who refuse to face those problems, to refuse to have any sort of accountability, you can't get anywhere. I completely believe in transparency and being accountable. And if there's a problem, listen, let's talk about it, let's get it on the table, let's try to fix it. If that is your purpose. If you don't want to fix it, then no one can force you to fix something you don't want to fix. And you can go back and say whatever you want and put things on social media and do whatever it is you do to talk about this problem that exists. But if you have done nothing or want to do nothing to actually fix it because that's not your goal, then it's not your goal. Some people like for people to come to their rescue and, tell them that everything's going to be okay and this other person is a piece of shit because it makes you feel better. But sometimes all you got to do is, this is the problem, here's where I am, here's where you are, how do we get to the middle? Maybe you don't. But if you don't ever try, how can you? On this show on Three Body Problem, Mike Evans caused a monumental problem, not only for himself, not only for the people that he held dear and that he was looking after, but, and you'll see on the show, he caused a problem for the entirety of Earth because he could not explain the concept of a story. He cannot explain while the story of Little Red Riding Hood is a lie. What is the purpose of a lie? Is Little Red Riding Hood, is that a white lie? Is it a harmless lie told to protect children's feelings? Do you tell them the story of the Little Red Riding Hood to not let them know that their grandmother was eaten by a wolf? No. The whole concept of movies, entertainment, are lies that we tell each other. We listen to music and we listen to people tell stories, especially in hip hop these days. 99.9% of the stuff that them dudes say is lies. So what is the purpose of the lie? His pride, his stupidity put Earth in danger. And why? Why do we say the things that we say? Why do we not have accountability for them? It'd be easy to sit on here and be deep and espouse like I know what I'm talking about and I have all the answers. I don't have any. I am an extremely flawed individual. Some of the people closest to me have been hurt by my pride and ignorance and either willful or unwillful, lies at times. I don't try to lie. I don't like lies or liars. I'm sure you ask a few people close to me, and they'll probably tell you that's all I do. However, without a sense of accountability, you have to take things that people say like that with a grain of salt. You know, in any relationship, it takes two people. It takes 100% effort from two people. One person can't give 100%, the other person give 30%. If you don't ever find anything that you do wrong, and you're not willing to own up to any errors that you have made, any lies that you have told, regardless of where they fit on the scale of all the lies I said at the beginning, then you're not being honest. And how do we fix problems? Life is too short. I have 4 little people who depend on me every single day. And I find that every day when I go to sleep, I pray to God that I've done right by them. And every morning that I'm fortunate enough to open my eyes, I pray to God that I have another opportunity to do right by them. Yes, I matter. But those little people who still depend on me right now, they matter more to me. Examine your life. Figure out if you lie, and you lie often, why? Because sometimes when you think you're doing something to protect someone's feelings, you're not at all. And all you're doing is causing more harm in the long run. This is Rekkai Steed, nupefromdaville. Make sure that you like, comment. Please answer these questions. Tell me what you think. Make sure that you share this. And of course, subscribe. You know, to all my Patreon members, thank you. You got early access to this, my little jumbled up thoughts.